Hey everyone, thank you so much for enjoying the new moon, that's how I call it now, new moon manifestation video. um, I wanted to clarify because the method is so easy. So in terms of me saying, okay, anchoring 10 million, anchoring 100 million, do you see the play in it? It's the embodiment in the imagination of limitless. So the more big you can go, the more aligned you are to your soul. It's not a human logical thing of I actually want 100 million that the process will be. It's the awareness of your limitless energy. It's that you're allowing yourself to imagine what limitless feels like, which then pulls in the frequencies of your soul, of your mission, of source, of your source embodiment. Yeah. So being the person, I mean, you know, some people I know are actually like, their manifestation is I want to impact 1 million female entrepreneurs, for example. So they're actually walking that path to do that successfully within 5 years. You know, it's an actual thing that they want to do, which to them embodies their mission and their limitlessness, because it's like, okay, well, that's proof of my limitlessness because I intended and I took the steps to actually take the aligned action to meet 1 million women. Like, that's huge. That's like the embodiment of a god. Yeah, that's the embodiment of air, that's the embodiment of wind. But imagine that if you, like in my how to manifest, that say you take on the natural characteristics of earth, because obviously we're aligning earth, purification and abundance, take on the characteristics of being wind. Guess what wind does? Affects everyone. Yeah. So that's that kind of merging of saying, okay, use abundance of money and saying 10 million, 100 million, I'm going to impact 1 million women, because you're taking on the characteristic of what is already there in nature. And what is nature? Us. So we take on that in a human social environment because we're deconstructing the matrix to make it for us to be aware of what actually is there, rather than in an egoic, individual, matrix, human, social sense. Because what does impacting 1 million people in 5 years actually do? It makes the world a better place, and it will obviously impact the earth because everyone feels better. Is it done from an egoic business sense, like someone saying, I want to impact 1 million people because then I make the money and then I'm a baller? No, it's completely different. So it's a metaphor for nature. It's a metaphor for source embodiment. It's a metaphor for love, unconditional love, unity, universal beings, equality, freedom. It's an embodiment, alignment, metaphor. So you may give yourself permission, because now it's about not boxing yourself into the, you know, oh, I want 10 million, I want 100 million because I'm actually going towards that goal. Because instead you're going to go towards your goal, which is embodying source, which is meeting your soul, which is understanding and being aware of all you are in an energetic sense, in all the dimensions. And you do that by playing. You do that by imagining. So that's what I'm saying. Okay, so some people will go, okay, my actual goal is 5k months. That would be amazing. But to embody 5k a month, you're probably going to have to embody a 20k a month feeling, because then you're actually moving there. Because if you're embodying the 5k a month as your maximum because you're using 3D logic of an actual business, your energy is in that one box. 5k months, yeah, that would be amazing. But then you're missing out on the next step of what could be coming. So why not embody 100 million? Because your frequency is going to be freaking like, yeah, like Embody 1 billion. Embody the biggest thing you can do, because it's about raising your vibration, raising your frequency. So say that you understand that this game is that your actual intention is to embody limitless. So then you're not boxing yourself into, I'm limitless because I have the money. You're saying, oh yeah, I have 100 million in the bank because I'm limitless. I can do whatever I want because I'm limitless. You see the difference? So there's some things that you'd be walking to, taking aligned action of your physical embodiment, wanting, like really being drawn to creating an online program, or investing in a business, investing in yourself, of working out, of cleaning your diet, of cleaning your thoughts, all those things that you know, on the human level, you wish you could do. You know, you just want to be more minimal and all those things. But how do you get to be that person? And what's the point of being that person? The point of being that person is that you'd be embodying your soul. You'd be pulling in your higher self. That's the goal. The goal is being able to realize you are an aspect of God. So the bigger your awareness of the fun, of the play, of the manifestations, is how you will pull in being that physical representation. You know, some people would say, okay, well, there's no point in trying to manifest 100 million if you're not actually intending it. But where's the blur of that? How do you know that you can't have 100 million unless you set an intention to get it? And how do you know that doesn't immediately raise your frequency to pull in a 5k a month, next month 10k, next month 20, because you've said 100 million? How do you know unless you do it? How does anyone know unless you do it? And what will be the problem in doing that? I know that the resistance that will come up, the 3D matrix mind, the conditioning, the path that we're all on, the path if you're not following to rewrite your thoughts, the path of saying, yeah, but that's never going to happen. So it's that part that you do it for, because it's that part that you're trying to break. It's that part that you're trying to evolve. It's that part, the part that says, but it won't happen. So anything you're listing, the biggest dreams you could have, is the path of, you know, merging, crushing, detangling the part that says, but that's never going to happen. Because let's say that 10 years ago you drank every day and smoked and went out all day. You would have said in 10 years' time, if I said, okay, set an intention in 10 years' time that you're going to be ascending, the whole earth's going to be changing frequency, and you're going to be embodying God, seeing guides and spirits and stuff, you'd say that's never going to happen. So it has to start somewhere. So that's why I always say the path is always the same. Whatever your method was to get to here will be the same method next year, but it will be a deeper awareness, because we're only on one path, realizing we're an aspect of God. So the higher you can put them makes you question and makes you be able to see where you're at. Because if you say 100 million by this time next year, you know, we're offered the perspective of time to help us, because it can feel possible in a year. Whereas if I said to you, imagine, say to yourself 100 million next week, tomorrow, yeah, everything goes, but how? But when you give yourself the perspective of time, which is being offered to us, which is the whole reason why we're navigating from time through time to realise there's not time, and knowing there's not time, but utilising the awareness of time to allow ourselves to believe in limitlessness, yeah, that's why at the beginning of this year it's so helpful to go on this journey, especially together, and I'm really obviously grateful to guide this, that anything feels possible in a year, right? Anything. So then you look at it and you say, I really love being, because I have all this sludge that can't transform overnight. I believe it can because I know the point of the journey. The point of the journey is that one day I'll realise all that I am and I'll be God. Yeah, in my whole, in our whole believing state, in our whole essence, wherever you're at on your ascension path, from the bottom to the top, we're journeying back to God. We're journeying back to literally living as a ball of light, aware of all that is, with no boundaries, because we're aware of no separation. That will be your eternal path, right? So you know where you're going. So all this is the point. It's the point. It's the point of the fun. So it's not that we actually want 100 million tomorrow. It will not satisfy the need of creation, because the need of creation is having a journey, an experience of returning. So if the point was to have 100 million tomorrow, well, what are you going to do the day after? We'll say it in two ways. You'll then live and embody that higher state, fine. But if the point was to have 100 million and then you feel limitless and then poof, you're back to God, okay, well, you've had one day's journey. That's your journey, one day. Or the awareness of an 80, a 90, 100 year, however long you want a human to exist, 300 years. Or you have that experience. And I tell you what, this year is going to be freaking great, because imagine the actual journey that we're on, that all of us take this together, and that from planting that seed now, 100 million, that we then sit together, round circle, in person, and we're like, I remember when you said to me, embody the manifestation of 100 million, and if I didn't, how would I know I wouldn't get it? And I did it, and I have 100 million. And we're saying 100 million as a code, as a frequency, because really that 100 million represents that you then sit there and you say, I can't believe how limited I was. I asked for 100 million. What I got was my soul within these structures. I awaken my divine DNA. I manifest on tap. What was that 100 million? 100 million what? What's the representation of money? What does money do? Gives you more experiences. Therefore, what are you trying to manifest? $100 million, pounds, to have 100 million experiences, to have eternal experiences, yeah? So ask yourself that. If I pep up my amount that I want to manifest, that means that I'm opening myself to that amount of experiences, and that's why my soul's actually here, to have experiences. And bumping up that manifestation frequency amount is because then you're opening yourself to allow, to say, I am open to limitless experiences. What will that do in your everyday life? Make you more aware of the limitless experiences you're already having. One, because you'd be more excited in an egoic level, journeying towards, oh my goodness, if I do this, this means I'm anchoring the frequency of having 100 million. Wow. People get excited about money, but it is about the experience. But obviously it's that deeper layer. And the money is how we've been blessed to become aware of what we're actually doing. You can't tangibly say, feel the frequency of God without being able to touch and sense it. So money is the, not the object, but it's a frequency. So we'll say it's the tangible thing to allow us to imagine what would it feel like to be God. I would feel like I could do whatever I wanted. I would feel like I could help in every single way. I'd feel like I had an influence, great influence. It'd feel like I can travel. It'd feel like I can implement, the projects that your soul can clearly see would help everyone. It would mean you could go anywhere. It would mean that any single time you wanted to plant a tree somewhere, plant a forest somewhere, you could. So take the money manifestation and make it as real as possible, because it all means the same thing. It's a metaphor. It's a metaphor for coming here and fulfilling your soul's quest of making this heaven on earth. It's a metaphor. And any limitation you put on the metaphor of yourself, because you too are the metaphor. So anything you're saying, if you're saying, oh yeah, but I can't actually have 100 million, it's like, what you're saying is you can't have the experiences that you choose. And especially people that will be tuning into this, I know your experiences are only good ones, holy ones, sacred ones. So don't limit yourself. It's all the play on saying that through this DNA, there is multi-dimensional experiences to be had, and aware that your multi-dimensional self, your higher self upwards, don't have money. And why don't they have money? Because they realize that they're limitless energy based on their thoughts, based on their vibration. So we're here in this dimension to play the game. So don't trap yourself in actually thinking there's a logical thing about money. You're only channeling a frequency of limitlessness. That's the point. That's the goal. That's the purpose. So business coach saying, yeah, but, take the aligned actions to actually make 100 million. It's like, it's the same thing. You have to, if you sat there today and said 100 million next year, trust me, like, your frequency is high. You'll be guided of what to do. You'll be guided. You'll be like, who is this person? You'll feel them and you'll be like, the 100 million version of me does what I love in every moment. Yeah? Helps people, talks openly, plants the seeds. Yeah, so what does that do? In all of the higher dimensional channelers, follow your passion. Knowing that it's not egoic about the money, your passion is that your passion is being aware that you are God walking the planet, creating the safest, most unconditionally loved, unified planet affecting the entire cosmos. That's what 100 million represents. So by holding that, you then get to follow your passion of creating heaven on earth. And you'll be doing that in each step. So I hope that that's helped it even more, and take this method and let me know. I want to know. I want to hear about it every single day. 100 million, 100 million. You can just feel it. Like, my heart's like, yeah, 1 billion. It doesn't stop, because then you get out of your way of even, like, then it's just a code of a feeling. It's just a code. The 100 million doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean what someone else would say. Yeah, but how what are you going to actually do with 100? It doesn't mean that. It means the feeling. It means the vibration. It's 100 million is a frequency that you're pulling in to then raise your vibration to match to that frequency of limitlessness, which is there. Yeah? So please let me know that this makes sense, because this is going to be clarified continually now. Like, I'm really excited about ensuring that this method, that this divine method, this divine currency of vibration for all is understood, is implemented, is experienced, is enjoyed. It's totally enjoyed. And those moments of that sludge in the middle going, yeah, but, it's like, as I said before, 5D is a place of no buts. No buts. But it can't be done. Well, it can't be done if you say it can't be done. That's all. It can't be done if you say it can't be done. And what voice is saying it can't be done? The 3D mind. The 3D that's saying, I'm just me. I'm just separate to everything. I'm just a physical human. What can I do? Okay, then your higher mind steps in and you go, but I'm not separate. I am part of all this. I know more information than the but version. I'm not just physical. Even if you took on the form of saying, I'm a water being, and therefore I can take on any characteristics of being an ocean, and every bit of water affects every bit of the cycle, which we do, therefore I affect all of the cycle, therefore I can affect everything. Therefore, of course, I can believe that I can call in 100 million, because I'm aware that I affect everything, and I'm aware I'm a water being, meaning that water travels the whole planet, and therefore I'm in tune with every single being, every single bit of the planet, meaning I can call in the abundance of it. Like, So let me know how much you're calling in for everyone. So easy, so easy. 100 million, 100 billion, 100 trillion. And then obviously align that with, what does that represent? The cells in your body. Yep. Just like that whole 70% water on the planet, 70% water in your body. 70 trillion. Say, I'm calling in 70 trillion. Why? Because I'm having 1 million per cell. Alright. Love you so much. And happy new Year and happy new moon. Love you.